Wednesday, August 30th, 2023, 7:30 a.m.
Good morning. From WFSU News, I'm Gina Jordan. Hurricane Adia is coming ashore now, slowly starting to creep into Taylor County near Keaton Beach. It briefly reached Category 4 status this morning. It's been downgraded to a Category 3 storm, which is still a major hurricane with sustained winds around 125 miles per hour. This is a wide storm. It's spawning tornadoes as it moves northeastward. The Big Bend is under a hurricane warning, and the area around Tallahassee is being impacted. Let's go to the Leon County Emergency Operations Center. WFSU's Valerie Crowder is there with Chad Abrams, Chief of Leon County Emergency Medical Services. Good morning, Valerie.
Good morning, Gina. And yes, I am here at the Emergency Operations Center, and Leon County officials have actually just informed me that Hurricane Adia is about 65 miles south-southeast of Tallahassee, moving north-northeast at about 18 miles per hour with sustained winds of 125 miles per hour. As of 7 o'clock this morning, it has not made landfall, but as I just mentioned, this storm is approaching our area. And so, Chad, what advice do you have for residents for them to keep themselves safe and their families safe?
Well, good morning. At this point in time, it's time to shelter where you're at. Shelter in place. That means go to the lowest level of your house or whatever building you're in. Interior room, the safe space that you have there, away from windows and doors. Make sure you bring your radio with you and your supplies so that you can get information and know what's going on and keep an eye on the forecast and just stay there throughout the storm. Don't go outside. You shouldn't be on the road right now driving. Just shelter at this point in time in your house or whatever building you're in.
And Chad, I'm just wondering, at what point have you stopped being able to respond?
No, we're currently able to respond to emergencies at this point in time. The conditions have not deteriorated to that point. We have a whole team of our leadership teams from the different public safety agencies gathered here at the Emergency Operations Center, guiding those decisions. But at this point in time, we are responding to emergencies as they occur, and there's no change in that operation right now.
Have you had any significant issues overnight, or have people done what was asked, and are they staying inside?
Yeah, there's been no significant issues that we're aware of here. We had a fairly quiet night, which you normally see right before the storm. Just a few typical medical emergencies. So I think people are following the advice. We certainly hope that that's the case. And now's the time really for them to take that action and to shelter at this point in time as the worst of the storm is approaching, and just stay where they're at.
As you guys prepare for this, what is your big concern? Like when you all get together and say this is about to happen, what do you think will be the biggest problem you'll face?
Well, we have to be prepared for any kind of contingency that could occur. Certainly, we're always concerned about the wind, tree damage, things that damage to structures that people are in. We hope that people take advice and that they've sheltered at this point, that they're not outside, they're not on the road, and avoid those types of situations. And of course, people still have medical emergencies throughout events like this. So it's important for us to be prepared for all contingencies. We're ready for that, and the entire team, the entire public safety team here in this community is prepared. They're ready. Our assets are deployed out in the field in safe locations, and they're here to respond to the community.
And with this storm moving closer to the area, we've heard reports of some power outages. I was wondering if you have any advice for residents when it comes to safely operating generators.
Yeah, that is a concern for us. We want to make sure if you have a generator, particularly a portable generator that's not pre-wired and set up to your house, but a portable generator that you're going to hook up and run, that you do that in a safe manner. There's really three things to be concerned about. Carbon monoxide, fire, and electrical hazard. And when you think about running that generator, you need to make sure that it's at least 20 feet away from the building, that the exhaust is not blowing into your building, your home, wherever you're operating that, and that you do it outside. That generator should always run outside. There's a high risk for carbon monoxide poisoning with generators, so make sure you're safe with that. Hopefully you have a carbon monoxide alarm in the house as well, but just make sure it's well ventilated outside, far away from windows and doors, and that it's operating there. The second thing is fires, right? That when you're filling the generator with gasoline or whatever fuel it uses, it's often hot, and if you spill gasoline, it can create a fire. So you need to be cautious of that and prepared for that, and make sure you take appropriate measures with filling that generator up. And the last thing is the electrical hazard that it poses. Hopefully you're hooking your generator up to something that's been set up in your home. If you're hooking it into your home circuits, that should be done by an electrician prior to this storm. You don't want to just plug this thing in. It'll backfeed the system. It'll cause danger and hazard to the electrical teams that are out trying to restore your power outage. So, if your house is not prepared for a generator to be hooked to it, don't hook it to it. Don't rig that up on your own. That should be done by a professional ahead of time. Operate the generator. Don't overload it with extension cords, but don't hook it into your circuitry into the house unless that's been set up prior to this event. And I think that's really the biggest things that we need to be mindful of when you're operating a generator.
Well, Chad, thank you very much for what you do and all of the first responders. We hope everyone stays safe, and we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Chad Abrams, Chief of Leon County EMS, with WFSU's Valerie Crowder. She is at the Leon County Emergency Operations Center, and we'll have updates from her all morning. Conditions are getting worse along the west coast, bringing lots of heavy rain and high winds to the Wakulla area. Jeffrey Yarbrough is with the Wakulla County Sheriff's Office. He says effects of the storm are being felt pretty strongly at this hour.
So currently conditions in Wakulla County are deteriorating. We're getting a decent amount of rain. It's been raining pretty steady since about 12 a.m. We're getting some wind gusts.
Yarbrough says thousands of power outages have already been reported in that area. Again, Hurricane Idalia is down to a Category 3 storm, still powerful as it makes its way toward Taylor County. The anticipated landfall is happening any time now in Keaton Beach. The National Hurricane Center says it is a destructive, life-threatening force, that these winds will occur right around the core of Idalia as it moves onshore. It says strong winds will also spread inland across portions of North Florida and South Georgia near the track where the hurricane warnings are in effect, and residents in these areas should be prepared for long-duration power outages. And that advisory also warns of catastrophic effects from storm surge up to 12 to 16 feet between the border of Wakulla and Jefferson counties all the way to Levy County. We will keep you updated on Hurricane Idalia until the storm has passed.
Good morning. This is live coverage from Florida Public Radio Emergency Network about Hurricane Idalia.
This is iHeartRadio's Operation Stormwatch.
Todd is called in, and he was giving us just a little bit of kind of what he's been seeing.
Todd, thanks for calling in this morning. First, how are you?
Doing great. We're part of the disaster response team and rode out the storm there in the Walmart parking lot along with some other storm guys. And really, at about 7:45, closer to the 8 o'clock hour, it really started wrapping around there and getting really, really rough. And rode it out there for the next, I guess, probably hour and a half. Wind started shifting back towards the north and in. And then got out on the roads here and been riding around. A lot of damage to the Taylor County area, the municipality buildings, significant damage, made our way up to State Road 8, I-10 on State Road 19. 19 is completely blocked in many areas, and we're seeing that I-10 is completely blocked with trees also. Definitely, we're in this business to be disaster relief and to help with government agencies, but I would not advise people to be anywhere remotely close to riding around. But we are enjoying listening to you guys on 94.9.
Todd, thank you first and foremost, and please pass along our thanks to your teammates and to everybody that's going to be out there working. More calls are welcome. 850-205-WFLA, 850-205-9352.
You're listening to iHeartRadio's Operation Stormwatch.
I'm News Radio 100.7 WFLA's Ken Boone in the Weather Channel Forecast Center.
This is iHeartRadio's Operation Stormwatch.
And we are continuing our coverage here on 100.7 WFLA, 94.9 TNT, 96.5 The Spear, 105.3 The Beat, X 101.5, and 107.1 KISS FM.
Good morning from WFSU News. I'm Gina Jordan. Hurricane Adia is spreading rain and high winds through northeast Florida and South Georgia. It was a Category 3 hurricane when it made landfall near Keaton Beach in Taylor County just before 7:45 Eastern. The eye moved east of Tallahassee toward Valdosta, where downed power lines shut down part of the interstate. More than 230,000 customers are without power so far. The National Weather Service says Adia will hit the Carolinas as a tropical storm before moving out to sea. Hurricanes bring property damage and insurance claims. The state's property insurance market took a huge hit last hurricane season with major Hurricane Ian. Mark Friedlander with the Insurance Information Institute says there are changes that homeowners should pay attention to. He spoke with WMFE's Talia Blake.
Over the past year, there have been a lot of changes to Florida's insurance market.
You have insurance coverage for financial protection. It will cover your homes. It will cover your possessions. Those could be replaced. Your lives cannot be replaced. So please be very careful.
That was Mark Friedlander with the Insurance Information Institute, speaking with WMFE's Talia Blake. Former Florida governor and current U.S. Senator Rick Scott says as Floridians begin recovery following Hurricane Adia, safety will still be a top priority. The senator spoke with WFSU's Regan McCarthy about what that recovery might look like.
You certainly have some experience from when you were governor addressing. All right. Thank you, Senator Rick Scott. I really appreciate your updates and for you joining us today.
That was WFSU's Regan McCarthy speaking with U.S. Senator and former Florida Governor Rick Scott. State emergency managers say Adia is affecting a wide swath of the state, and that includes churning up tornadoes. The storm made landfall in the Keaton Beach area, but Leon County Commissioner Christian Caban said during a state briefing this morning that Adia will have a lasting impact on surrounding communities. Governor Ron DeSantis says more than 30,000 utility crew members are stationed and ready to go to restore electricity after the storm. And we will continue to bring you live updates until the threat passes. It's 83 degrees in Panama City and 75 degrees in Tallahassee.
Public radio is made possible by listeners like you.